Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we're back for another brand new video. A brand new video and a brand new Rangers roundup. Finally, that's right, because today's video we're here to talk about the ins, the outs, the shaking its or boots as that first domino, which we knew had to fall for our summer to really kick into gear, is about to tumble, and I can imagine we'll be very busy over the next few weeks. And speaking of busy, well, it's just about to get started as again the first domino is about to fall, and the first name on that domino list is Mr. Joe Aribo. Now, it's not officially announced just yet as I'm currently recording today's video, but if it's not by the time I've uploaded, it will be within the next 24 hours, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought, instead of just waiting till then, we know the news, it's been reported he is leaving the football club to join Southampton. I thought, let's sit here and break it down and react to it as it's actually happening, rather than wait a couple days and then get it out there. So didn't panic, didn't hit the hoo. Hey, it's not been announced yet, CJ. It will be very soon, and the deal has been agreed and been signed as Aribo has joined Southampton for a £6 million fee for an overall total package, of £10 million based on add-ons, based on this and that, and there's of course a sell-on fee, which, if he goes there and does his hang down in the English Premier League and gets another move, there may be some moolah to come on top of that. But I want to just bench the package, the price tag and all that to one side right now, because I know it's going to be a hot topic, and I know a lot of people's going to have their say, and there's a lot of frustrations out there, but we will explain it, we will break it down and discuss why it is the package that it currently is in today's video. So if you're curious in that, just stay tuned, you'll find out all about that. But before we start breaking down the details and start looking at him as just a number and everything like that, he gave us a lot of good moments and a lot of good memories, so I thought it's best to start today's video off by actually speaking about Joe Aribo, because he's been here for a lot of years and he deserves a little moment or two, because to me, I'm a little bit sad that Aribo's leaving the football club, because he has given us all some fantastic moments and some fantastic memories. I mean, Mr. Feta Bix himself could nutmeg a mermaid and find space in a phone box when he's sharing it with John Hartson. The boy had unbelievable skill on the ball, and on his day, he was frightening, and he provided us with some magical moments in European football. Didn't he, troops? Didn't he do it? It's too soon. It's forever too soon. Painful flashbacks and all that to one side. Again, it's a shame that it is Aribo, and losing a player like Aribo on his day will obviously be a loss to this football club, but it goes ahead and gets a fantastic move for him. If you look at it from a Joe Aribo perspective, he's going to a side in the Premier League that plays good football, and in my opinion is a very good side to join, and if you look at the past, they've had past pedigree of giving players from our league an opportunity to shine and everything. This isn't a team that he's going to join and maybe no get an opportunity to play or anything. No, Southampton has a good track record with players from the SPFL, and they didn't pick many, but when they do, they're usually a hit. For instance, Virgil van Dijk, you had Stuart Armstrong, you had our boy Stephen Davis, who was the captain of that football club and done tremendous down there, and now you've got Aribo. That's not bad company to be amongst in terms of football and talent, and again, he's the next one to go there and have an opportunity. So for me, I understand this move completely. It's an absolute no-brainer for Aribo, and it's a no-brainer for Southampton. And by if any chance Southampton fans clicking on today's video to find out what type of player you've got and will he make an impact, in my opinion, you've got a very good player and he will make an impact in your side. And I'm not just saying that because I hope all the future money and everything comes based on appearances. I actually genuinely mean it, because Aribo is a fantastic player, and when he was here, you look at him, right? He joined for £300,000 on a compensation fee, fighting against his then manager Lee Bowyer, who was slaughtering him and slaughtering down the Scottish football and slaughtering down Rangers, saying he shouldn't go here, it's a terrible move, he should do this and do this. Well, he made that guy look like an absolute bona fide clown, people, because Aribo's went on to become a mainstay in his Nigerian football side. He has went on to represent his country in African Cup of Nations. He has went on to win a Premier League title, going undefeated in that season, playing his part during that. He's won another cup, and he's well and truly played his part in the fantastic European runs we've had over the last couple of years, and went ahead and started a major European final, of course, scoring in that major European final. I think it's worked out in all cylinders when you take a step back and you look at Aribo's move. So again, best of luck to him down in Southampton. But aye, let's talk about the deal then, shall we? Because again, it is a very, very hot topic with a lot of people very angry about the fee. It's not enough. It's terrible with this. It's only 6 up front. Shambles, shambles, shambles. I've seen it all. I understand it all. But we'll try to explain it right here on the channel. It is, again, 6 million up front with a total package of 10 million. Now, that could be based on appearances, which some people are speculating. It could be based on a certain amount of time. You could be getting 2.5 million over the next year or two. That's usually what football clubs do these days. It could be based on a lot of things, people, but it is a total package of 10 million and there is a sell-on clause. So there's not too much we could have actually done in terms of the value, not only because we allowed the laddie to run his contract down to the last year of his contract, again, not protecting our assets when their value is at their peak, allowing them to stay, and then leaving them to crawl out the door. That annoys me, but again, there was an actual release clause in Joe Aribo's contract that was, of course, £10 million on his last year of his contract. So because he's got a year left, that clause is active, so we couldn't get much more than that, people, because why would you pay more if the clause is actually in there? And again, I understand it, and I'm trying to be like calm, and I'm trying to be like, fine, he had the clause and everything like that, right, fair enough, 10 million, we'll accept it, that'll do. But also a part of me is like, why? When we know that clause is there on his last year of a contract, that's when it became active. Did we allow him to run it down? Especially when he was performing at the level he was playing it, because there's not one person on planet Earth that would say that we would only get £10 million for Aribo if he didn't have that clause activated on his last year of his contract and he was sitting for 3 or 4 more years on his deal. We would have got more, in my freaking opinion. But again, that's the way we decided to do it. We decided to kick the can down another year and keep him at the football club to try and obviously regain our league title, etc, etc. last season. Didn't work out on that front. But again, Aribo was spectacular in that first half of the season. And I'll tell you something right now. See if he performed like that throughout the entire season, that first couple months before he went to the African Cup of Nations, if he had continued that form to the end of the season and then he left for this package, and I'd have been absolutely spewing. But because there was that drop off and he kind of reverted back to what he's always been, if I'm honest with you, which is very, very hit and miss. Again, when he's good, he is unbelievable, but when he's bad, he's Casper the Friendly Ghost, and he can infuriate you by not pulling the trigger and not shooting enough and not scoring enough, because he's got the talent, but he's never always putting it on a consistent basis. The best he's done at this club in terms of consistency was the first couple months of this season before he went away on international duty. So I guess what I'm trying to say, and I'm probably going round in a vicious circle and confusing everyone and not making any sense, is given everything into consideration, this overall deal for me makes sense. And again, it's money getting put into the football club that needs to be reinvested into the deal. We were sort of having to deal with the cards that we dealt. Again, no really forward thinking in terms of the contracts and allowing players to go down. So we've got some money for a laddie, and again, if you just look at it on that compared to 300k, it's a good deal, but I think we could have got more if we managed it a bit better. But again, he is the first one to drop. We keep hearing the player model. This is going to be it, bringing players in for cheap, flipping them for money. That's what other teams do. So this is possibly going to be the very, very start of that move, and we thank you, Mr. Joe Aribo. But again, there has to be a slight but in this video. That's my opinion, my initial reaction on losing Joe Aribo. That's my initial reaction on the transfer signings. But what do you think about our team now? Are we significantly weaker? Are we broken down now, or blah 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 blah? And again, I need to be careful because I don't want to sound bitter or anything. Despite everything I've said, and you know I like Joe Aribo, if you'd have asked me at the end of the season to circle a couple of players from our starting 11 that we could have moved on in the summer, Aribo would have been one of the ones I've circled. And again, I'm not being bitter or anything like that, but he is hit and miss, and there's a reason I've had to say several times in today's video, on his day. And if you scroll down to the comments, just go scroll down and you will see loads of people saying the exact same thing as me. On his day, when he's at it, he's unbelievable, etc, etc. But again, I think when you look at his output of 148 games played, 26 goals, 25 assists, of a player of his ability and talent, those numbers, should be a hell of a lot better, and that's where the inconsistency has came in. So am I thinking now we can use that money of Joe Aribo to buy a player that's maybe better individually than Joe Aribo? No, because if you look at everything on paper on his best day, he's frightening. He can do everything. He's ball control, he's running, he's power, he's got the skill, he can score screamers, he's got the composure and everything like that. So we'll maybe not get a player that's better than him individually, but can we get and use that money to get a player that's more consistent about putting the ball in the back of the net, which is again the most important job in football? I think so, lads, because that's what we need from your midfield. Goals. We've no got it now. We're re-signing boys like Scotty Arfield and everything like that. That's leaving me absolutely dazed and confused. We need goals in that middle of park. And Aribo leaving gives us money to bring that into the team and opens the doorway for Alex Lowry, for the returning Hagi that will be crying out for that spot that Aribo's had in a chokehold over the last couple years. So in my opinion, yes, it's a loss because when he's good, he's great, but is it devastating to your team? Is it going to wreck us next year? Honestly, I didn't think so. I'm actually excited to see who we bring in and the emergence of Hagi and Lowry. Now they're going to be given more opportunities. But aye, with that being said, that's reached the end of today's video. So you've heard my opinion as I've circled and went round and covered all my bases, but I would love to know how you feel about this. What's your initial reaction to losing Aribo? What's your thoughts on the transfer fee? And do you think it's going to negatively affect us next season? How big of a hole is this in the team now that Joe Aribo's left? Where are you sitting with that? I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on that. And while we wrap up Part 1, the last little update is going to be about our Mr. Colak, who again may be announced today. It's one of those things, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. We know it's happening, but it's not yet announced. But if you want a wee quick update as I can give you at this time on the 7th of the 7th, 2022 is Colak's been here. He's had a medical and it is moving in the right direction. Again, I could be making another video in 25 minutes telling you about Colak, but that's the update. And if you want to know anything more about Colak as you wait, go ahead and check our previous upload as well, as we made a 12 to 14 minute video breaking everything you need to know about our next signing at the football club. And aye, this is all done and dusted. Hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. Again, don't panic if it hasn't been announced yet. It will be very, very soon. And until the next video, which could be at any point, as the Rangers summer is really about to kick into gear. And trust me, you're going to be seeing a lot of this guy if things happen the way I'm expecting them to. But until then, take care of yourselves, everyone. I've been CJ Rowan too. All the best and bye-bye.